Can anyone tell me what were we discussing in the last class?
Textile fibers and classification of fibers.
Textile fibers, that classification of textile fibers, right? We were discussing about it. So textile fibers is again classified into two types. What are they, Nimita?
Natural man-made.
Natural and man-made. So natural is again classified, right? What does it, Devi Krishna? Were you there in the last class?
No, I was absent.
You were absent. Okay. Sanchana.
Ma'am, it's like from the plants and from
Animals. Yes. Yes. Cellulosic and protein fibers. Okay. So cellulosic is from plant-based, completely plant-based, and protein means animal-based. Okay. Hair, anything like that. Okay. So protein-based and cellulosic-based. What about man-made, Lakshmi?
There is cellulosic, synthetic, mineral, protein, metallic.
Metallic. 1 minute. Okay. So man-made is again classified into cellulosic, synthetic, protein, mineral, and a metallic, right? From which cellulosic and synthetic man-made fibers are used for textile purpose or garment purpose. Am I right? Yes. Okay. So now we will get into these two categories in detail. Okay. We will try to learn about natural fibers and man-made fibers in detail. Okay. So first, now we know what is natural. It is naturally acquired, right? Naturally acquired, whether it is cotton, whether it is linen, whether it is jute, all are natural fibers, naturally present there, right? Okay. So we just need to take the fiber out from it. We just need to spin it and make it into yarn, and then we just need to weave this yarn into a fabric. That is all we need to do to convert these natural fibers into fabric, right? So we know what is natural fabric and natural fibers, and we know what all are the examples of natural fibers. So what about cotton? So let's look into cotton fiber in detail. So can you share some characteristics of cotton? You all might have seen cotton fabric, you all might have worn cotton garments or got cotton outfits. So what was your experience after while wearing or after wearing cotton? How you felt after
Very
wearing cotton?
comfortable.
It's comfortable, right? It's really comfortable. Yes, it's really comfortable. Yes, comfortable. Comfort is one. Yes.
They get wrinkled easily.
Yes, they wrinkled easily. I'm not questioning you. I was just asking. It wasn't clear for me, so that's why. You said it's wrinkle easily. It wrinkle easily, right? Yes, it wrinkle easily. Very difficult to carry. Yes, wrinkle easily. Yes, and what?
it absorbs moisture.
It absorbs moisture, right? It is really easy to clean, right? We just need to put it in water. We just need to put some washing powder in it. We can just wash it. No extra care is needed, right? When it comes to silk sari and silk fabric and all, we can't wash it using soap, washing soap or washing powder. Am I right? We need to dry clean it. We need to give it extra care so that it will not get damaged. And what will happen if we use perfumes or some oil get onto your silk fabric? What will happen? It's really difficult to get rid of it, right? Get rid of those oils and dirt from your silk outfit or silk sari. Am I right? Have you ever tried silk outfits, silk saris and all? No. So yes. So you might not know about it, but it's very difficult to clean silk, silk fabric. It needs extra care, and different types of silks are there. We will get into it after we and discussing about cotton. Yes. So how can we know, how will we know whether this fabric is cotton or whether it is silk, whether it is jute, whether it is linen? How will we know? How can we test it? How can we test it? Or whether it is just a synthetic replica which looks exactly like cotton? How can we test it? Yes, Ardra?
Ma'am, by burning.
Yes, by burning. Okay. Yes, by burning you can test it, right? Okay. So if it is a synthetic fabric, it will just melt, right? It will just melt like how you burn a plastic bag, plastic carry bag, or just a wire or something. Hmm? It will show the exact same effect because it's synthetic. It's just synthetic, right? It's plastic. Hmm? So what about natural fibers? Cotton, linen, fiber, and all, it will turn into ashes, right? It will turn into ashes. But how can we differentiate? But when it comes to cellulosic fibers, there is no much difference between cotton, linen, jute, and all after burning. Okay, paper. What is paper made of?
Wood pulp.
Wood pulp, like right? So it is cellulosic only. So wood pulp. Paper is made of wood pulp, cellulosic. So when we burn cotton, if we burn a piece of cotton fabric, it will smell exactly like we are burning a paper. Okay. It will smell exactly like that because it's cellulosic. Hmm? So it smells exactly like a burning paper. What about silk? Is it cellulosic? No, it's protein. Okay, it's a protein fiber. It's a hair, or we can, it's not hair, it's produced by silkworm, right? It's a filament fiber. Okay, it's protein based. What about wool? It's hair, right? It's protein based, again protein based. Have you ever thought about our hair? It's just similar to wool, right? Yes, another type. Yes, okay. So try burning your, just not your entire entire hair, but you all will be facing hair loss and all. So just take one strand and try burning it. Okay. So the smell that you will experience then will be the smell that we will experience while burning wool. Okay. Protein. There also protein. This is also protein. Okay. So protein. So that is okay. And there will be difference in the type of ash we get after burning. Okay. So after burning cotton, we will get a smooth uh, grayish ash, just similar to how we get after burning a paper. After burning paper, it will be darker, but it will be so smooth, right? So grayish ash, which is smoother. Okay. So that's what we get after burning a pure cotton fabric or cotton fiber. Okay. So is cotton strong? Is it strong? Is cotton fabric strong enough? Yes, it's strong enough, right? It's strong enough. Okay. Okay. So it is having good absorption, which makes it suitable for summer seasons, right? So summer season, we sweat a lot, right? We sweat a lot. Yes. So we need something that can absorb our sweat. So cotton is really suitable for summer season. Okay. And what about and it is really comfortable. Cotton is a comfortable fabric, natural fabric, right? So it is completely suitable for summer season. So what happens if we are wearing a polyester shirt during summer? It will not absorb, right?
Causes irritation.
Yes, it causes irritation, and we will be like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what have I done, right? Yes. So we will be really irritated, right? So we all prefer to wear cotton fabric or something comfortable. We also never go with this tight fitting outfits during summer, right? We want something loose, which will permit some air movements, right? We want something like that during summer. Okay. So natural fibers, cotton. Cotton fiber is obtained from the seed hair of cotton. It is cellulosic in nature. Therefore, burning emits the smell of burning paper. The cross section of cotton fiber is kidney shaped. You can see the image here, right? So the cross section of cotton fiber is kidney shaped. So here you can see mercerized cotton and unmercerized cotton. So what is the difference between mercerized cotton and unmercerized cotton? Normal cotton and mercerized cotton. Any idea? Any idea? So what is the general properties of a cotton fabric? How does it look? How does it look? Does it look similar to silk fabric?
Oh, ma'am.
No, right? Silk is more lustrous. It's shiny. It's having good drape and all, right? It's more lustrous. What about cotton?
It is stiff.
Stiff, dull, right? It is not lustrous. It is not shining, right? It is not having that glazing or anything. It's a dull fabric. Mercerized cotton is a treated cotton, or it undergoes different finishes, chemical treatment or finishes to make it look a little bit lustrous. Okay. To make it look a little bit lustrous. So that is what mercerized cotton is. Okay. So in order to make cotton fabric to look a little bit lustrous, they immerse this cotton fabric or cotton fibers in caustic soda for less than 4 minutes. Okay, for a few minutes, which is less than 4 minutes. So they immerse this cotton fiber or fabric in caustic soda to make it a little bit lustrous. So that is mercerizing process. And a lustrous version, a little bit lustrous version of cotton is called mercerized cotton. So from the diagram itself, it is really clear, right? Look at the image of unmercerized cotton and look at the image of mercerized cotton. The fiber is having less pilling. Am I right? The surface of the fiber is more smooth. Am I right? The image itself is showing, right? The cross-section image itself is showing that. Okay. So what are the properties of cotton? The length of the fiber ranges from 10 mm to 65 mm depending on the variety of cotton. Based on the cotton variety, the fiber length can vary from 10 mm to 65 mm. The major producers of cotton in India are Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, and West Bengal. They are the major producers of cotton in India. Cotton fibers are hygroscopic in nature. It can absorb around 8.5% of moisture of their dry weight. So if we try to wash a newly bought cotton dress or a cotton fabric, if we try to wet it using water, the water will float in its surface, right? It is very difficult to wash a newly bought cotton fabric. Am I right or wrong? Because it is charged. In order to give cotton fabric that stiff appearance, it will be starched. So there will be starch in it. Okay. So sometimes our mothers or our grandmas and all, they will be wearing this cotton sari. Some of them will wear this cotton sari. So in order to give that cotton sari that stiffness after one wash and two wash, they will use this rice water. Rice water to starch the fabric. Now starch powders are also available, and using these powders or using rice water, they will starch cotton fabric to give cotton that stiffness. Okay. To give cotton that stiffness. So because of the presence of starch, it is very difficult to let the water penetrate into it. So otherwise, cotton is hygroscopic in nature. It can absorb water easily. Good abrasion resistance. Good abrasion resistance. Okay. What is abrasion? Good abrasion resistance. What is abrasion? What can be abrasion? What can be abrasion? While walking, we might fall onto a wall. We might our shoulders might get in contact with a wall or any other textured surface or something. Or we can also while wearing a cotton shawl, it is touching on another fabric, right? If a kurta is polyester and the shawl is cotton, then the cotton fabric is falling on a polyester surface. And while walking, it might touch on other different surface, right? When we are standing next to another person, then again it is touching, right? So sometimes some fabric will get this spilling effect, or sometimes it can get a little bit damaged because of these contacts. Okay. But cotton will not get damaged that easily. So that is abrasion resistance. Okay. Okay. If Agna and Devi Krishna are standing next to each other and their hands are touching, they have been standing next to each other for like 1 hour. Their shoulders are touching each other. Their hands are touching each other's. So if both of you are wearing a cotton top, this sleeve will not get damaged that easily. Sometimes I have experienced this with silk fabric. Okay, silk kurti. It's a silk kurti. So yes, we are wearing a kurta, right? While wearing a kurti, there is sleeve. So this part, this underarm region, this underarm region, the sleeve region will get in contact with our side seam, right? Our body part. So while moving our hands like this, a contact is happening. So sometimes here, the fabric in this region will get damaged easily. Am I right? So that is abrasion. So in case of cotton, it has good abrasion resistance. This will not happen that fast. Okay, so that is abrasion resistance. It's comfortable to wear. It wrinkle easily. It is having good strength, right? good resistance towards alkali and mild bleaches. As I said, we can wash cotton fabric using any washing soap or washing powder, etc. Photochemical degradation. What is photochemical degradation? What can be it?
Sunlight.
Sunlight, yes, sunlight, effect of sunlight. So while after washing, whichever fabric it is, we will while washing, we will put it inside out, right? Inside out. While washing, we will be putting it inside out. And while drying also, we will dry it out in that way only. We will keep the garments inside out. We will put it inside out. Why is it like that? Because sometimes the garment, the color of the garment can fade. Okay, it can fade because of excess exposure to sunlight. Okay, because it get exposed to sunlight, it can fade away. The color can get fade. Okay, it can get fade. Okay, so sometimes in the care label sessions, our garments, our outfits will be having a care label in which all these factors will be mentioned. You shouldn't wrinkle after washing. You should only wash your outfits in this temperature, cold water or hot water, which is having this much temperature. You shouldn't iron this. You should iron this particular outfit using this much temperature, under this temperature and all. So certain care labels will be given in each and every one of your ready-made garments or ready-made both garments. Okay. So they will talk about, based on the fabric the outfit is made of, they will provide these kind of instructions. Okay. So if we follow this instruction properly, then our outfit or that particular piece of garment will last long. Okay. Otherwise, it can last long or it will get damaged easily, right? Okay, in case of t-shirt and all, it's not necessary to take care that much. But when it comes to expensive garments, yes, we do, right? So when it comes to garments with designer garments or party wears with a lot of stoneworks and embellishments on it, we will not machine wash it. Machine wash is not allowed. Okay, mostly it is dry cleaned. Okay, it will be dipped even during garment manufacturing. Each and every single part of your garment, if you are wearing a shirt, collar will be stitched in one section, cuff will be stitched in another section, sleeves will be stitched in another section, front part will be stitched in another section, yoke will be stitched in another section. Like that, each and every part will be constructed in different sections. So it is taken from one side to another, one department, one section to another section. So there are chances of getting that piece dirty, right? It can get dirty, right? Because it is moving from one person to another person. So it can get dirty, but they don't wash it. They don't wash these outfits using this washing powder or washing machine. They will just dip it in white petrol. So basically, dry cleaning, while dry cleaning, they will dip these outfits in white petrol, which will remove all the impurities or dirt from your dress. Okay. So that is the necessity of following care instructions. Okay. So in case of cotton, cleaning cotton or taking care of cotton is not that much difficult. We can wash cotton using normal washing powders, but while drying, we should be careful that we should put the garment or outfit inside out so that the color will last long, the color will not fade away in exposure to exposure to sunlight. Okay, so this only happens if we put this particular piece of garment under sun for long, right? I washed the cloth today and I put it under sun today, but I forgot to take it in. Okay, So it is there today, it will be there tomorrow. Okay, so in that kind of exposure, in that case, it can get damaged. Okay, so now you all know a few properties, few important properties about cotton, right? A very few important properties of cotton. So we know cotton is very comfortable. Cotton wrinkle easily. We know the difference between mercerized cotton and unmercerized cotton, and how a cotton, normal cotton fiber is converted into mercerized cotton. Right. Now we know all these things. Okay. Silk. Next is silk. Okay. Jute. No. Next is jute. Okay. Next we will talk about jute. So what is jute basically? Have you seen jute? Hmm? Have you seen those sacks, which sacks with rice and all? So that sacks are made of jute. Okay, jute threads are used for packing. All can be seen in those shops. Hmm? Chakvalli. That is what jute is. Okay, that is what jute is. But after undergoing a lot of processing and mixing it with other fibers, jute fabrics or jute sari, jute silk saris, jute saris, and other outfits are also there in the market. But pure jute is basically used for making. Jute is very strong. Jute is stronger than cotton. Okay, jute is stronger than cotton. Okay, so even if we try to stretch it also, it will not get stretched. Stretchability or elastic property is very low. So we usually, normally, jute is used for making these sacks and all. Okay. Yes. So jute fiber is obtained from the stem of the jute plant and is mainly sourced from West Bengal, Assam, and Bihar in India. Jute fiber is cellulosic in nature like cotton and can absorb moisture. Excellent strength, long elongation, suitable for bags and sacks. So the major usage of cotton is like they are used for manufacturing carpets, used for making bags, sacks, and other industrial applications, and they are rarely used in clothing. So the next fiber is flax or linen fiber. Okay, it is obtained from the stalk of flax plant. The fiber, thick fiber with subdued luster. So just like cotton, it is lustrous than cotton, but it is not that lustrous. Have you ever seen a cotton fiber or not cotton, linen fabric? Linen saris are there. It is much thinner than cotton. It is a very nice fabric. It is kind of see-through. It is very expensive. Okay. It is an expensive fabric, linen. If it is pure linen, original linen, then it is expensive. It is lustrous than cotton, but it is not that lustrous. It is lightweight. When we take examples, if we want to take an example, linen was mostly used by Egyptians. Okay. Linen was a fabric which was mostly used by Egyptians, ancient Egyptians. Okay. So if we check out those images and all. We can see those pharaohs and the queens wearing see-through kind of garments, exposing through which we can see their body features, right? Body curves and all. So they usually wore linen fabric, used linen fabrics. Okay. Okay. So linen. The color varieties from light blonde to grayish blonde can be bleached and dyed just like cotton. Cotton can also be bleached and dyed to any color. The length of the fiber ranges from 10 centimeter to 100 centimeter. Very strong and stiff, creases easily, that means wrinkle easily, creases easily. Good resistance to alkali, means we can wash it using washing powder and all, can absorb moisture just like cotton. So linen fibers can be used, linen fabrics can be used for making kurtis, for making shirt, for making trousers and all. Okay, linen materials are used. Wool. Okay, so one thing I want to tell about linen, how can we differentiate linen fabric from cotton fabric through burning test? How can we differentiate? So the smell is just same. Both are cellulosic. So while burning, both will be having that paper burning smell, burning paper smell. Okay. So how can we differentiate that?
Color.
Yes. While burning linen fabric or linen fiber, the flame will be yellowish. Okay. A yellowish flame. It will burn with a yellowish flame. Okay. And it will take comparatively longer time to burn, okay, than cotton, comparatively longer time, and it will burn with a yellowish flame. Okay, yellowish flame. Wool. Wool is the fiber obtained from the fleece of domesticated sheep. Okay, wool is the fiber obtained from the fleece of domesticated sheep. Natural protein fiber. The length of wool fibers ranges from 5 centimeter to 35 centimeter from the coils and long wool. The surface of the wool fiber has scales and the cross section is oval. An oval cross section, okay. The wool fibers are crimped, which gives the woolen fabric the natural bulkiness and warmth and air space. So, in order to do some particular or certain hairstyles, we will be taking a session of our hair and we will be combing it downwards to make it more puffy, right? So that is what wool is naturally like that. We don't have to do all those stuffs. Okay. Okay, we don't have to do all those stuff. So it is crimpy in nature. Naturally, it is crimpy. So that's what it makes it comfortable or suitable for winter season, or a suitable material that can be used during used in cold regions. Okay, so that is what it makes it suitable for winter season and cold regions. So wool is having less strength than cotton, elongate more than cotton. So comparatively, it is having less strength than cotton and it elongate more. So the t-shirts, cotton t-shirts will be there for knitted products and all. They mostly use cotton, not cotton, wool yarns. Okay, for sweaters, for jackets and all. They mostly use these woolen yarns. So mostly we use these jackets or sweaters in cold regions in order to protect ourselves from the excess cold outside, right? So these sweaters and jackets will be made out of commonly made of woolen yarns, okay, or woolen fibers. And while washing, we should be very careful while washing woolen clothes. Okay, while washing, we should be very careful because it will shrink. Okay, woolen fabric has high chance to get shrink when it comes in contact with water. So while washing, we shouldn't expose it. We shouldn't put woolen clothes in water for longer time. Okay, so that is there when we talk about wool. So less strength than cotton, elongate more than cotton means it is stretchy, elasticity, resistance to acid than alkali. So it is good if we avoid washing powders while trying to wash woolen clothes. Photochemical degradation, same. When it get exposed to sunlight, it will fade. Wool can be easily dyed with acid, reactive, and metal dyes. Different types of wool are there based on the source or origin of wool. The quality, the use, the price of wool also differs. If it is lamb wool, if it is lamb wool means if the wool is taken from, if the fleece is taken from a 7-month-old lamb, then it's one type. That is lamb's wool. Okay. Then there is merino wool. Merino wool is taken from a breed called merino. Okay. Fine fibers, supremely soft. You can see this fiber structure here. Average wool will be having these kind of texture in its surface. But when it comes to merino wool, it is really soft. And it is taken from merino breed. Shetland wool. Another one is Shetland wool. Shetland wool is taken from Shetland sheep, which it is much thicker and coarser. Mohair. Another wool type is mohair, which is taken from Angora wool, and mohair is again smooth and fuzzy. Then another one is Kashmir. Kashmir is undercoat of Kashmir goats. Okay, Kashmir, or it can be seen in Kashmir itself. Okay, so Kashmir, it is kind of a premium quality only. So these are wool. Okay. Next we have silk. Okay, so how can we identify or differentiate wool from cotton and linen or silk? How can we differentiate? So we can just leave silk out, but how can we differentiate wool from all these things?
Wool will be thicker, more thicker than cotton and
Okay, yes, of course. So while burning wool, have you when you try burning your hair, first it will give a melting effect. It is not like uh, uh, it will be very difficult from how we burn a paper. So first it will make us feel like hair is made of plastic. So it will just melt first. Okay. So that's how wool will also do. So when we burn a wool fiber, okay, or a woolen fabric. So that's the exactly how we experience while burning hair. Then silk. Silk is a natural protein filament obtained from the cocoons of the silkworm. The silk is removed from the cocoon to give continuous length, 700 to 1,200 meters. All this time we were talking about millimeters and centimeters, right? All the fibers, all the natural fibers, textile fibers, we were saying it was from 10 mm to 75 mm. We were saying about 6 centimeter to 12 centimeter average length of these fibers, right? When it comes to silk, it is like meters, 700 to 1,200 meter. The average human height is like 184 centimeter. Yeah, 184 centimeter, 1.84 meters. Okay, so just think 700 to 1,200 meters. That is the length of silk fibers. Okay. Textile fibers. Textile fibers can be divided, not textile fibers, fibers can be divided into two. Staple fibers and filament fibers. So what is the difference between staple fibers and filament fibers? Anyone? Can anyone tell me the difference between staple fibers and filament fibers? Anyone?
Filament fiber is continuous.
Example for filament fiber is silk. Examples for
Exist as filaments.
sorry.
Exist as filaments.
Yes, it is long and continuous, right? It is long and continuous. That's why the length of a single silk fiber is 700 to 1,200 meters. Okay, it is long. Okay, it's long fiber. The length is really long. When it comes to staple means small, small, small. Okay, just like cotton, just like linen and all others, small fibers. Okay, so that is the difference between cotton, staple fibers and filament fibers. So silk is a filament fiber and all synthetic fibers are filament fibers. Okay, all synthetic fibers are filament fibers. So we will discuss the remaining topics in the next class. Okay, we are having